Welcome everybody to JoeyTLive, Leafs Talk, Life Talk, episode 33. Please like and share the video, guys. Tonight's sponsors are Mike Spatara, how are you, buddy? OTR Meals, Metalogics by Jesse and Joe and Vivo Transport, and JT Money Mortgages. Guys, I'm going to go through the last two games. Wow, what an interesting time it is right now in the Toronto sports world. It's pretty crazy stuff. Raptors just played, but I'm going to go through my first two Maple Leaf games. One thing I want to give a little shout out to is I have a hockey wife. If you don't know what that means, it's a gentleman that I go to every single playoff game with. I'm not going to mention any names, but his name is Alex. And what happened is I wanted to go to the game Thursday. He told me, you know what, let's just stay home. And then I found out he was at the game with somebody else. Guys, I've never been cheated on, but that hurt. That cut deep. That was tough to take, and now I'm looking for a new hockey wife, guys. So if there's anyone out there who wants to fund me, wants to be my sugar daddy, let's get me to the next Leaf game, which is tomorrow night. Huge Leaf game. Thursday night's game, talking about that game right now. They lost that game 3-1. They were playing great hockey, I think, up to 1-1, and then Jake the Snake Gardner, he pinched at the wrong time, and Zaitsev was playing defense so terrible in that 2-1. They lose the game. They score the goal there, 2-1, 3-1. The Leafs looked out of it. The crowd was pretty dead. I did not like that game at all. I really thought the series was over coming back to Boston. And happy for the Leafs, disappointed for the Raptors. I agree with you, Mike Spataro. I'll get into the Raptors in a second, but that game there, Thursday, it really did hurt us. We needed that game to go 2-2. Going back into Boston, which was last night, was a very huge game. We won the game 4-3, but the one thing, it was that first line, the shakeup that Babcock did. We had Brown, Mateo, and Hyman on the first line. Johnson with a beautiful pass by Kadri. Having Kadri back in that game was pretty important for us. We definitely needed Kadri back in that game. What a saucer pass to Johnson. Then we had Bozak and JVR. Guys, the refs were trying to go end the series pretty fast. The refs were calling 8 power plays. 5-on-3s, guys. I delivered a baby during the 1 point. I didn't understand why there were so many power plays. It's like the refs did not want us to win. Now, can we come back home and win tomorrow? And can we go back into Game 7 in Boston? I don't want to get into Game 7 yet. I want to take it night by night. And hopefully tomorrow I have a special guest. Guys, right now I'm going to give him a call. 1 second. But I'm not sure about tomorrow night. They do got to come out flying. I think adding Kadri adds another dimension to our 4 lines. Obviously it does. Plekanec played a good game. Let's see if he answers. Big fan of JoeyTLive right here. Rob from Markham. How are you? Could be better. I want to actually go through the first couple of games. I know you were actually at the Leaf game, Rob from Markham. How did you see the game in your eyes being live at Rinkside?
We're talking Leafs.
We're talking Leafs. Thursday night game. What did you see Thursday? What did you like? What did you dislike? And how much did your tickets cost?
Tickets were steep.
How much were they? What are they running you? $600-700 a pair?
Yeah. These ticket holder prices though, so they're a little bit better than face.
You know, you got a face for the game, that's for sure. So let's talk about the first game. Losing 3-1. Where do you see where the game went wrong?
I didn't like the matchups in the first game.
In the Thursday night game, I think they were playing good. If Marner scores that breakaway, I think the game changes. And when Jake the Snake pinched at the blue line, I think the game changed a lot there, making it 2-1.
Yeah, good old Jake always cost us.
And Zaitsev, you know, I've seen you play soccer defense, Rob. Zaitsev could at least lie down, block the pass. He could have did something. He absolutely did nothing. I think once they scored that goal, it drained the life out of the building and the life out of the Leafs. Do you agree?
Yes, 100%.
How did you feel, Rob, about last night's game? I was telling to the audience right now that the refs were calling way too many penalties. I like the line, and I remember me and you talking about this earlier. You wanted Kadri on a different line, and Babcock, I think, listened to you, Rob.
Yeah, I wish that was the case. Kadri's got that vision and that speed of those young guns.
Yeah, I like that line. And
that saucer pass he made.
that saucer pass, like he was a UFO with that pass. That was disgusting. And
Beautiful.
and Johnson, like 3 weeks ago, the mask, he wasn't even on the radar for this team, and now he's playing big minutes and scoring big goals. You know, you can say what you want about JVR, but he scored a big goal too. The game-winning goal, roofed it upstairs. Bozak, for whatever reason, regular season, he does show up in the playoffs though.
Yeah, well, good players do.
Good players do, Rob. Good point. What do you like? Rob, give me a scenario. What would you do, the starting 4 lines for tomorrow night?
Oh.
So can we...
Last game's lineups.
So we had last game, we had Brown, Hyman, and Mateo. Would you keep that line?
Yeah, proved to be successful.
Okay, second line, we're going to go with
JVR, Bozak.
JVR, Bozak, and
Who did they have up there?
I think they had Marlowe on that line.
Oh, I thought it was in between. They had Willie.
You know what? I agree with you, Rob. I saw a lot of changes. I saw even the other line, we had Marner, Marlowe, and it was either Plekanec, but then Kadri would drop on the 4th line with the 2 speedsters, Kapanen and Johnson. I saw a lot of changing. And did you think Babcock was making Leo warm up just to fool around with the Boston bench, just to mess with their heads? Because Leo sucks.
I hope Uncle Leo should definitely be in the press box.
Do you know what? You know what's the worst thing about Uncle Leo? He had to take a shower after that warm up. You know, that hockey equipment stinks. And my man had to skate around for 13 minutes not to play. If I'm him, I'd tell Babcock, listen, buddy, go screw yourself. I ain't doing that just to mess with their head. They know I suck. You know I suck. I'm not going out there.
No, it's true. But I hope that's definitely the lineup to go with. Those are our best players.
You know what, though, Rob, is if they win this game tomorrow, can they win a Game 7 in Boston? And if they did, they would wipe out all the demons from 2013.
They need that.
You know what, Rob? I had one of my friends on social media, because I'm pretty large right now on social media, and they were telling me, oh, Mateo only has 2 points. He's a -4. And I told the guy he was 20. He's 20 years old. You know what I was doing at 20 years old? I was working at Jumbo Video in Woodbridge eating popcorn. And they got mad at me for eating popcorn. I said, then you shouldn't serve it to the customers. That's what I was doing at 20. Do you find that Matthews may be hurt? I think he's hurt.
Something's up.
Something's up?
The combination of Boston's game plan to shut him down.
No, but it's even the way he's stick handling. Something's off there, Rob.
He looked better last game.
He definitely looked better last game, but he's still not himself. I think the player of the series for the Leafs right now is Marner and Anderson. Anderson, people, you could say, you could call him four goal Freddy, but you know, when you're getting 45 shots a game, Rob, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, I believe he's leading or second or third in the postseason with shots a game.
And I know you have a message for your friend Josh who likes Boston. Can you give us a nice FU, Josh, live on the air?
FU, Josh.
Yeah, guys, we got friends from Toronto that like Boston. It doesn't make sense to me or Rob. We can't stand them. You know what we did? We put some bleach in his coffee the other day. He's a little spiked up from it. Let's go switch our attention now towards the Raptors. Guys, the Raptors, they are who we said they are. It's disgusting. We got, actually, Rob, we got Nathan Becker just wrote, we have no chance. So we got a fan here that doesn't think the Leafs.
Leafs or Raptors?
He's talking about the Leafs right now.
Nathan, there's always a chance.
There's always a chance. You know, I did not think, I know I have my own show and I'm selling t-shirts and I just bought a Ferrari. I did not think they were going to win Saturday.
You know what, Joey T?
What's that, Robbie?
People were like you.
Pardon me?
A lot of people thought the same thing.
You know, I didn't think they were going to walk
Like
into...
that lineup. Who do you think is the worst player on that lineup?
Right now, without Leo in it?
Yeah.
Defense included?
No, forwards only.
Brown.
See, and Brown's great. That's a great problem to have, right?
It is a great problem to have. He's the least... I'm not going to say not the hardest worker. He definitely works hard. He's the least dangerous, but he scored last game. But up to that point, he did nothing in this series. So...
That's what I'm saying. You take out Leo, and for all those 4 lines, I don't really care what the matchup is.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think now they're so used to switching. I even like Nylander and Kadri together. They had a nice couple chances. I know Nylander gave a nice slipper to Kadri. Like, they were playing great. You actually called that. Put the Nylander in his own line. Put him with Kadri, even with capping him. Switch it up with Johnson. Like,
Yeah, I think Nylander needs to be the best person on his line.
yeah, I think those days of him and Mateo, I think are over for now. I don't like them playing on the same line because when you dominate those two, they both don't do anything, and we definitely need them going. But do they know each other well, Rob? They do, but I think the way they played last game in Boston, minus the 8 power plays, that would have been a 4-1 game. Like, they had 5 on 3s, 4 on 3s. It was getting out of hand at one point.
Just to take a time out there, J.R. Smith just hit a 3-quarter heave.
What's the score in that game, Robbie?
30-24.
For who? Yeah, Cleveland's winning that game. And then let's jump right into the Raptors right now. You know what sickens me about this team is they're playing against the 8th seed, and everyone, even Leo Rowdins, who looks like Mitch Buchanan's brother, said after the game, well, Washington is not technically an 8th seed. Yeah, they're an 8th seed. They finished 42 and 41 for a reason because they stink. And now
You're saying Wall's injured half of the season.
I don't give a crap. Everyone gets injured, okay?
At the end of the day, you need to win that game.
You definitely need to win that game. I agree with you, Robbie. They were up 2-0. Now they got to come home and sweat. Now it's a must-win game. They went from being up 2-0.
MLSE loves this. They're going to go to 7 games, 4 more home games.
That's it. MLSE is going to rake the consumer. Even though they want me to become affiliated with them, I said no because I'm for the people, Rob.
People's champ.
People's champ right here. I don't do push-ups and party every Saturday for no reason. Robbie, but do you think the Raps are going to win Game 5?
100%.
And then they're going to lose what?
You know what? They're not that bad on the road in the recent years, but they should finish this in 6.
They have to finish this in 6.
Contenders and get to be these contenders.
Robbie, I don't know how the weather's affecting you in Newmarket right now, but all I know is they need to clean this up in 6 if they're going to be facing Cleveland, because they are going to be facing Cleveland. And the best...
You know what? Whatever happens here, I want Casey gone after this year.
Yeah, that's enough of Casey. You know what I can't stand? None of his hats fits his head, and I can't stand his voice. Do you ever hear him talk? I'm sick of it.
He was inherited a good team by some good GMs, so he could do no wrong at the beginning. You have to give him the extension, just like Mitchell, the time Colangelo came in and just revamped his team, and they became first, I believe, that year in the Atlantic.
Yes, they did. TJ Ford.
It had nothing to do with Sam Mitchell's coaching ability.
No, he got Coach of the Year, but he was fired technically the year and a half after that. So
yeah, they had to give him an extension. He just fell in the same. He was a big defensive guy from Dallas. The reason they won a ring, blah blah blah. But I don't like it. Like why no JV? The guy was 4 for 6, I believe.
And you don't understand. Ibaka's taking threes from half. JV's on the bench, and I like that kid Wright better than I like Kyle. Kyle is an underperformer. That kid Wright, he plays to win, man. And when he goes up and under in those layups, he's virtually impossible to stop.
Yeah, he's a smart kid. He's the reason we gave up, what's his face, Corey Joseph.
Corey Joseph, who, as you go watching these games, is doing absolutely nothing for Indiana.
You know what? JV was 4 for 6, 11 points in 15 minutes. And we don't give him any playing time. If he's good enough,
you know what? I think Coach Casey's still mad at him for the drive-through in Sega Beach when he was drunk and got pulled over, and that must be what he's holding against him. You're right. For some reason, they don't like putting JVR in. Ibaka's taking 3-pointers 5 feet out from the 3-point line. And, DeRozan didn't have a big night, but it's too predictable when he comes to the lane. He's going to do a couple spins, mid-range shot. It's the same play over and over.
He was 10 for 29. He was a minus 12. Worse than the team tonight.
Yeah, and then some could say they look at the box stats and they're going to say, well, he had 35 points, but I don't think it was an effective 35 points.
No.
And Kyrie, does he look a little fat to you? Like, I know our bodies aren't the greatest either, but like, Kyrie he doesn't look in the best of shape. John Wall blows by Kyrie.
No, but I think he's more rugged when he's a little thicker. Last year he lost all that weight. He was fragile.
No, but he also played too many minutes. The one thing I could say this, you need point guards that could dunk these days. Because when Kyle goes to the hole, if his layup doesn't hit that perfect square, he doesn't get his 2 points. John Wall's throwing the hammer on us right now. And
I know. That's why I like DeLon Wright. His defense is stellar, too.
Yes. He's a lot longer. He defends well. I think he's worth more than Kyrie is right now. Kyle, whatever you want to call him. I can't wait till his 3 years is up. But I don't know about this, Rob. Like, I think they're in a must-win Game 5, just like the Leafs are obviously a must-win tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be an intense game. I don't like where the crowd's out. You were at the game. I was watching the game Thursday. The crowd sounded dead. Was it like that when you were there at the Leaf game Thursday?
Yeah, we tried to fire it up, you know?
You know what the problem is? When you're selling Janutes for these tickets, $1,000 people don't have $1,000 lungs. And I think that's the problem. You got a lot of people in the Platinum Lounge having a Bella Mistake, and they're not worried about the game inside. And
even the building itself, whoever's manning the DJ and the screens, like, you got to pump the crowd up.
You have to. It sounded like the game was over as soon as they scored that second goal, Boston. The life in that building was sucked out. And, you know, even you being at the game, usually you message me, show me stuff. I felt like, okay, we're losing Saturday. That's just the way it's going to be. But like Don Cherry said, they were playing loosey-goosey, nothing to lose. The first 5-7 minutes, I'm like, this is the Leaf team I know. This is the Leaf team they can be. And I just hope they get through this next game. And Game 7 is a coin toss. You know, Bergeron's hurt. Can Anderson have another 40 save performance? But those freaking refs, 8-7 penalties, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. So, Robbie, what do you think?
I'm not totally convinced with Frankie Anderson.
You're not convinced? He's stopped. Okay, I'm going to give you a little breakdown here, Robbie, because I know right now you work hard. You live in Newmarket. The air's a little thin up there, like Colorado. Markham, I'm so sorry there, Robbie. He stopped 260 more shots than the next goalie in the NHL. Average goalie gets 25 shots a night. He technically played with shots 8-9 more games.
No, I hear you, but sometimes sometimes you stand on his head. What was that one? Game 3.
Oh my God, Game 3 they lose. Last night they lose without him. They lose. So those are 2 games.
Game 4, 2-on-1, so at a position like that.
Agreed. But if Jake,
you need one of those saves, you know.
I agree. But if Jake dumps it along the boards and doesn't try to pinch and be a hero, we don't even need Anderson to make that play. And Marner scores that goal. We're up 3-2 right now. So we got Pittsburgh Penguins went through right now. It looks like Washington's going to play Pittsburgh for the 90th time. Pittsburgh's going to win. They're going to go back to the conference final. Tampa Bay's licking their lips to see who's playing us now or Boston. I think Tampa versus Boston or Toronto is going to be a great series.
I'm excited to see the Vegas versus San Jose.
Ooh, man, that's a crazy scenario. If you put $100 at the beginning of the year to win Vegas the Stanley Cup, I believe you could have won $500,000, something crazy, or $1,000. You would have won $500,000.
I've always liked Marc-Andre Fleury, you know.
You know he's got a lot to prove right now. He won the first 2 rounds last year in the playoffs. He had one bad game. They put Murray back in. He's got a lot to prove. He's won a cup in 2009. Still a great goalie. I still don't know how they're doing in Vegas. I think they could beat San Jose. And I think they could beat Nashville. Vegas might be going to the finals, buddy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. Well,
Vegas, Winnipeg.
Yeah, you know what? Winnipeg, we know a lot of Winnipeggers from back in the Acapulco days. They deserve this run they're going on. That was their first playoff victory, I think, since 1987, my friend. The last time they beat the Calgary Flames. And then, obviously, they moved in 96, 95 to Atlanta. But they haven't had a playoff series victory in, 30 years almost. It was 30 years. Yeah, 30 years. That's crazy. We think we have it bad here in Toronto. That's a pretty bad stretch run for that.
What's going on now, Joey T?
Last time we won a playoff series?
Yeah.
Ooh, 2004, my friend.
Wow, solid 15 for us. Well,
2004, 14 years pretty much. And we lost in Philly in the second round. We won in the first round, but Jeremy Roenick ended our lives soon.
Right?
Pardon me? Yes, we beat Ottawa probably the 50th time, and then we lost to JR.
Back down that wing, we scored that cheeser on them.
That's right. And then they had the player strike, and then we haven't been to the playoffs since 2013. Lose that one to Boston, obviously, and now we're with Boston again. So we really need to get at this game tomorrow. Thank you, Robbie, for coming on the show. You're fantastic, and hope to hear from you soon, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Always a pleasure.
All right, thanks, pal. All right, guys, if you guys have any questions, ask away. We got a big game tomorrow night. I'm selling Mateo versus everybody t-shirts, guys. These are fantastic. Get them while they're hot. $29.95. Fantastic shirts. We got Mike Spataro said first 2 games Anderson was very shaky. I agree with you, Mike. But not the last 2 games. First home game with the Leafs on Saturday night. They had one hell of a game. He had one hell of a game, so he made up for those first 2 shaky. Plus, his defense let him out to dry, like my mom does with her clothes every Saturday night outside in the backyard on the hooks there. So, Raptors, big trouble for the Raptors, but do we expect anything else? Yes, they had 59 wins, but they also have a 59% chance of winning this series. That's not going to call it like it is. Guys, shout out to my buddy Alex who stiffed me hard Thursday and went with another buddy of mine. That still hurts deep. I feel like I've been cheated on. Now I know how Zach Morris felt when Kelly cheated on him with that girl at the Cove, that nightclub that they just made. And Nathan Becker says, we do not have a chance. Nathan, I hope you're wrong. I love your last name because it reminds me of Boris Becker. So I'm going to let you go and let that thing slide for a bit. Guys, well, thank you so much for coming on Live Talk, episode 33. It's pretty quiet here tonight. I don't know if everyone's drunk from the Raptors game. Guys, for all your mortgages needs, Joey at JoeyTMoney.ca, 416-553-5639. Shoutouts to all my sponsors. And paparazzi, please get off my back. I don't want to crash. Cheers.